This is unbelievable. You have heard me discuss over and again why there is a religion of wokeism, why wokeness is a religion. Well, the Gospel Coalition is proving that for us, or should I call, you can't see my scare quotes, the Gospel Coalition, the scare quoted Gospel Coalition. They prove it for us on a regular basis. The Gospel Coalition is now promoting worship songs to George Floyd. They have continued their rapid devolution into a full woke beast mode by sharing and promoting a series of new albums by the Porter's Gate, including one that literally has a worship song for George Floyd. The band, founded by Isaac and Megan Wardell, is comprised of a rotating collective of guest artists and collaborators. It describes itself as, quote, a sacred ecumenical arts collective reimagining Judas Priest. There is not a, this is the first time I'm reading this, there's not a sentence fragment here that doesn't annoy the living daylights out of me. Okay, let me try to get through it. A sacred ecumenical arts collective reimaging and recreating worship that welcomes, reflects, and impacts both the community and the church. Man, let me count the ways I hate you. It's sacred ecumenical. That's how you have to read it. Sacred ecumenical arts collective. Puke, brother. Puke. I had a professor in Arkansas that when he got disgusted, he'd say, puke, buzzard, puke. I don't know how he got that, but it stuck with me. This is really astounding. So here's the song. It's called, get the name. This is the Lament Songs set for release on September 11, which is Friday. Is it Friday? That's next Friday? No, it's Friday. It's going to be released. It is a reimagining of the hymn, O Sacred Head Now Wounded. And it is entitled, O Sacred Neck Now Wounded. I can't admit, this is the Gospel Coalition. This is for George Floyd. Here's the song. O sacred neck now wounded, pressed down by blows and knees. The Son of God surrounded by silent enemies. Will no one stop and listen? Will no one rise and speak of violence and oppression which hanged you from that tree? Guys, this was a hymn written about Jesus. Let me look up the original lyrics for you. O sacred head now wounded, with grief and shame weighed down, now scornfully surrounded with thorns, thine only crown. Sacred head, what glory, what bliss till now was thine, yet though despised and gory, I joy to call thee mine. O sacred neck, now wounded, pressed down by blows and knees, the Son of God surrounded by silent enemies. Talking about George Floyd getting his neck. Well, his neck wasn't crushed, but having knees on his neck while he died of a fentanyl overdose. Boo freaking who. This just took a worship song for Jesus and turned it into a worship song for a violent criminal, drug addict, felon. I'm amazed. I mean, I guess I'm not amazed that somebody would write this, because this is in keeping with Black liberation theology, which is a tenet of cultural Marxism. It's a part of social justice, which is what this whole movement is about. That it would be created because, I mean, this is straight up James Cone. Jesus was black. Jesus is an oppressed black man. All of that. I mean, I saw t-shirts the other day that said Jesus was an unarmed black man. Wrong on multiple fronts. He wasn't armed. You could have crushed him by his vocal cords or calling down the angels to smite them. He chose not to. And he was not black. All right. even calling him brown. He was an olive-skinned Jewish man. All of that aside, this is black liberation theology, that Jesus is the oppressed. He'd identify with Jesus, with the black man, Jesus and George Floyd. Is there really even a difference? Yes. Yes. In almost every way is there a difference. This is them choosing their God. Behold thy God. The part that's amazing is that this has anything to do with the Gospel Coalition, or that the Gospel Coalition would have anything to do with it. Listen, I've been chronicling the downgrade at the Gospel Coalition for years. This even has me with my jaw on the floor. This is astounding. Re-imaging Christ in George Floyd. There is nothing to call this short of blasphemy. That's what this is. This is blasphemy. But as Dustin writes at Protestia, it's not just that. There's more. The Gospel Coalition recommends worship album about illegal immigration, reparations, police brutality, and the BLM. Now, this is a part of this. The Gospel Coalition has promoted this Porter's Gate stuff, heavily involved in the social justice scene, and its social media retweets read like a who's who of BLM affirming believers. The name of the hymns, and by the way, this is one of Christianity Today's 2020's theme for social justice zealots, by which, oh, hold on a second. No, that's Dustin's paraphrase. Here are the names of the hymns. Justica. The Zacchaeus song, I like this one. We will make no peace with oppression. No justice, no peace. Did you know that was a hymn? Now, what I've said from the beginning is, in a comparison between wokeness and religion, because it's the same thing, all religions have worship songs. They all have their own song service, their own singing, their own form of hymns, hymnody, their own choruses. And the protest songs at the protest movement, I've said on this program for months, this is their worship. No justice, no peace, their various chants. This is all a part of the social justice hymnody. They are their own religion. Imagine this song. We don't have to imagine. I'm going to read it to you. Queremos Justica, which is we demand justice. Justicia? Justicia. Queremos Justicia. Queremos Justice. I don't know how you say it. They're meant to protect us, but kill us instead. Queremos Justicia. They're meant to defend us, but step on our necks. Queremos Justicia. The watchmen were sleeping and left us for dead. Queremos Justicia. And we cannot stop till this comes to an end. Queremos Justicia. That's their, I guess it's in Spanish. That's their song. How about this? This is the English version. We crossed borders, we crossed on foot. Hungry, thirsty, we crossed in faith. We came to build something new. You took our gifts and threw us to the ground. Great. That's God honoring. This is what the Gospel Coalition is promoting, people. Wake up. Here's more lyrics. We will make no peace, no peace, no peace with oppression. We will make no peace, no peace. Those who live by the sword will die by the sword. We will stand against violence of every form. We will march in the street. No justice, no peace. Arm in arm with our neighbors till we all stand free. Here's the Zacchaeus song. Much I have gained, but I will give more. Half of my wealth, it was robbed from the poor. Oh, this injustice, Lord, help me restore. For you called me by name and said, sin no more. He said, blessed to give, more blessed to give than to receive, to open my hands to the ones I've deceived, to bring reparation of all I have thieved. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Yes, now I can see. What I've taken from the poor, I will give it all away, and their cries won't be ignored. I will give it all away. Let your justice be restored. I will give it all away. What I thought was mine is yours. I will give it all away. Where's all the white people standing in line to sing this crap? Listen, I think we've reached the point of I think we have reached the point of no return with the Gospel Coalition. If someone continues to associate with it, whether it's Kevin DeYoung or Alistair Begg, it's time to call them anathema.